Hello viewers, you're welcome to Luchi's Design. In today's tutorial, I'll be taking you through on the process of making this stylish 6 pieces blouse with a princess dart cut. Please make sure you watch till the end. Please subscribe to my channel if you find my video helpful. Okay, this is the beautiful Ankara print I will be using for this project. It's 6 years, but I use only 5 years for the skirt and blouse. I'll be marking on this pattern paper for the purpose of clarity. Okay, what I did is that I measured 2 inches for my zipper allowance and I roll it down. After that, I will fold it inside before I start my marking. Please note that when you are transferring to your fabric, you put your fabric on fold. So I will start by placing my vertical measurements. To get my chest line, I divided my round bust by 6 and add extra 1.5 inches. This calculation is standard and it works for all body sizes. So I will mark it here. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10.5 inches. From my shoulder to my under bust is 14 inches. From my shoulder to my waistline is 17 inches. And my blouse length is 23 inches. I will add my 1 inch sewing allowance when I'm placing it on my fabric. So I'm done rolling it out. The next thing now is to place my horizontal measurement. My shoulder is 16 inches. I divided it by 2. It gave me 8 inches. I mark it on my shoulder line and on my chest line. And I will rule a straight line to connect it. Alright. For my neck width, I mark 4 inches. For the green dress on my thumbnail, you can use 3 inches for that, but I use what I want. So I will come down by 6 inches to mark my neck depth. You can also use 4 inches or 5 inches. So I will connect my V neckline. You can use a straight ruler to make your V neckline straight, but I curve mine a little. I mark 1 inch for my shoulder slant and I will connect it to my neck width the way you see me doing. So the next thing I will do now is that I will place my tape on the line I mark for my shoulder slope and I will divide my chest line into 2. This is to determine my midpoint. So on that point, I came in by 0.75. This is because our front armhole is always deeper than the back, and it also helped me to curve my armhole accurately. So the next thing now is to divide my round bust by 4. After that, I will place it on my chest line and I will connect it the way you see me doing. I'm not adding any sewing allowance on this pattern. To guide you on how to curve, I came out by 1 inch from that corner and I will place my armhole curve to connect it very well. Alright. On my half length, I will also be placing quarter of my round waist. My actual round waist is 44 inches, but when I wear my body shaper, that's my tight girdle, it reduced to 40 inches. So it's that 40 inches that I divided by 4 and I rule a straight line to connect it. So on my full length, I will mark quarter of my round upper hip. I will place it there. I will attach a picture on the screen so you understand how to measure your upper hip. So I will connect it this way. It's not straight. So the next thing now is to mark my nipple to nipple point. To get that, I will divide my round under bust by 12 and add ½ inch. My round under bust is 42, so that's the accurate calculation that works for all body sizes. So I will rule a straight line now to connect it. Because I'm cutting a princess dart, I will be dividing my armhole by 2. This is to get the middle of my round armhole. So I have 5.5. You can place it from your shoulder or you follow this way and mark your measurement there. So I will connect it. So to eliminate the pointiness, I will come up by ½ inch from my bust point and I will connect it with a smooth curve. See the way I place my curve? I've connected it. So I will use my eraser now to clean this out so that you won't get confused. I will blend this so that there won't be any pointiness there. That's all for that. So the next thing now is to tighten my underbust. So for my underbust, I will be coming out by 1.5 inch on this side, and on this center side I will measure 0.75. If you want your bust to come out very well, that's what you would do. So on my bust point, I came down by half inch to eliminate the pointiness, and I will connect it this way. I will also do the same thing on this side. Connect it to that half inch I came down with so that you won't have any pointiness there. So if you have a big tummy like mine, you won't connect it straight like this. So what you will do is that on the down part, you will measure 0.25 on the both side so that it can accommodate your tummy. But if you are slim or you have a tiny waist, you can connect it straight. Do not slant it, alright? I will also tighten my armhole by half inch on both sides. So on this half inch I came up with from my bust point, I will connect it. You can as well use your French curve to do this if you don't have this pattern master. Alright, so I've connected this side. I'll also do the same thing on this side. This is very simple. Just blend it. This is what you will have when you are done. It's looking very neat. So I will now extend this line so that I won't run shortage of fabric. I mark 1 inch on this down line, and I will reconnect it to my chest line the way you see me doing. So I'm done cutting the front part. This is what it will look like when you are done. So I will be adding 2.5 inches sewing allowance by the side. So I will write it so that I won't forget when I'm placing it on my fabric. I will add my half inch round. I will also write add 1 inch sewing allowance on the down part. This is very important. I'm doing this for the sake of beginners here, right? So after that, I will be unfolding my zipper allowance because I want to tighten my front zipper allowance. This is to shape my under bust and my waistline very well. If you look at the picture on the thumbnail, you will understand. So I've extended this line now. So what I will do now is that I will mark 1 inch here. So to connect it to my chest line, just slant the line to connect it very well. All right, I'm done doing that. So I will write zipper allowance to indicate it. To cut it out, I will fold in my zipper allowance. You fold it in before cutting. So I will now cut it off. This is not your regular 6 pieces blouse. This one, the back length is higher than the front, and the front does not have any flare. So I will teach you how to achieve that. Please, if you are seeing my video for the first time, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you get notified once I upload a new video. The subscription is absolutely free. Thank you. I'll just trim everything out now. All right, okay, I'm done cutting it now. This is what I have. You also unfold your zipper allowance and trim this part off. So the next thing now is to add our flare. So I will show you how you can do that, but I will first of all add the pieces that I will use for my flare. I'll do that off camera now and come back and show you what you will have. This is how you place it. Use your solo tape or masking tape to tape it down. Okay, I've done that already. This is what you have. As you can see, I did not add anything at the center front. I only added at the side front, the both side, and for the center part I added only one side. I did not add anything at the zipper side. So on this side I mark only 1.5 inches. The same thing on this side, 1.5 inches. That's what you will mark. If you check the video at the beginning, you will understand what I did very well. Alright, so I've slanted it to my waistline. On the side front, I added 4 inches. When I'm placing it on my fabric, I won't add 2.5 inches on the down parts. As my sewing allowance, I will add 2.5 inches at the upper side. When I get to the down parts, I will reduce it to 1 inch so that you won't have excess fabric. As you can see, I did not add anything on this side. So I will now trim this part off also. So on this side front, where I will be joining it with my back, I will be curving the hemline. So I will come up by 1 inch on this side front, and I will connect it to the middle the way you see me doing. Please, this is very important. You do the same thing on your own too. Alright, this is how my front is looking like. After drafting and yours is not looking like this, you know that something is wrong somewhere. So the next thing now is to cut my back part. I've gone ahead to mark my vertical lines, my shoulder, my bust point, my under bust, my waist, and my full length. The full length for the back is 27 inches. That's what I used. Okay, this is when I was placing half of my shoulder, and I also do the same thing on my chest line. I'll connect it with a straight line. Okay, I'll just connect it now. After connecting it, the next thing I will do now is to mark my shoulder width for the back. I also mark 4 inches, and for the back depth I use 2 inches. Okay, I'll just mark my round neckline for the back. So for the shoulder slant, I'll use half inch for the back. I use 1 inch at the front. This is because the back shoulder is always higher than the front. I will also determine the middle of my chest line. I'll mark it. On that point, I will come in by half inch. I came in by 0.75 on the front part. So I will now slant it. So to curve the armhole, I will place quarter of my round bust on this my chest line, 10.5 inches. I will curve my armhole this way. Right. After that, I will divide my waist by 4, and I will place quarter of my round waist on this my half length. I will do the same thing on the down part too. Divide my upper hip by 4. I will connect my lines. After that, I will now mark 4 inches for my nipple to nipple point. I will rule it straight down. I won't be using armhole princess dart at the back. I will use shoulder princess dart for my back. That's what they use on that green dress on the thumbnail. Because I'm cutting a shoulder princess dart at the back, I will divide my shoulder by 2, get the middle, and I will connect it to my bust point, but I will come up by half inch from my bust point to connect it. Just connect it the way you see me doing. Alright, don't make it curvy, please. This is what it will look like. So I will tighten my waistline by 0.75 on the both side. That's what I use. So from my waistline, I will come up by 5 inches. I will also come down by 5 inches to connect it. I'll just connect it now the way you see me doing. Just watch what I'm doing here. That's how to tighten your waist for the back. I'm done drafting the pattern, so the next thing now is to cut it off. Okay, I'm done cutting it out. This is how it looks like. So the next thing I will do now is to add the pieces I will use for the fillet. Okay, I've already taped it down. See how I did it? Okay, so for the center back, I only tape one side because the center back will be on fold. Please take note of that. So what I will do now is to add 4.5 inches for my fillet. On the post side, I will connect it to my waistline the way you see me doing. Alright, I also do the same thing on this side. If you check the video at the beginning, you observe that the back is lower, so we will get to that very soon. Alright, so I'm done doing that. I will now trim it off. So for the center back, I will also add 4.5 inches. That's what I added. I'll connect it to my waistline the way you see me doing, and now trim it off. Okay, this is all for that. This will be on fold. I wrote it so that you will know. Add my half inches on my neckline on my side. Add my 2.5 inches on the side back, and half inch on the side I will use to join it with the center back. So for my high low now, what I will do is that I will measure the length of my front part, that is 23 inches. I will rule it out. That's what you will do. So if you remember, when I was cutting the front, I measure 1 inch to curve my hem. So you also do that. That's the reason I measure down my front length. So from there I will now curve it. To make the center back lower, I will now cut it out. This is how to cut high-low princess that on the thumbnail. Please, if you have any question, let me know on the comment box. Right, this is how it looks like. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get notified once I upload the next video. If you join it, that's how it will look like. Can you see? Thanks for watching.